Hello Year 4 teachers. This is the tolerance aspect of the British Cultural Values pack. So assuming that you've got the pack in front of you, we'll be starting on page 25. And tolerance, as you can see on there, we'll be looking at multi-faith as well and accepting people from different cultures, religions, backgrounds, people with different heritage, skin colour, so on and so forth, and just being open-minded and accepting to all forms of that, not narrow-minded. So again, it's not us pushing our opinions onto children. Hopefully this is something that the majority of people would agree children should be learning about from all sides of the fence and all corners of the globe.
Mm-hmm.
So you will select one of the poems that you'd like to read or you'd like your class to read. You'll look through them, you select it, you can either get it up on the whiteboard or photocopy the pieces and have the young people take ownership of it really and decide how they would like it to be. So you don't have to perform one of these poems word for word. You can if you want to. If you want to take a bit more ownership or your class wants to take a bit more ownership over it, you can do a class edit. It's a great excuse to get the thesauruses out and use synonyms and how they can tweak words, how they can make things sound better. If you're trying to read it with a particular rhythm or flow, one sentence may be a bit too long, you need to chop it a bit, and again synonyms are a great way to still get your point across.
Dictionary.com or thesaurus.com, very helpful, very helpful.
So it's an excuse to get them digging away in that. We just said in year 3.
So you might have your PowerPoint up on the side there. You open a window in your browser online, and just have that dictionary.com or thesaurus.com in the background, just so you can keep flicking back and forth, and get kids involved as to what word should we change, or what word do we like that means the same as that word that we want to change. Just getting them involved in that process.
And broadening vocabulary.
100%.
They'll find you'll come up with words that they didn't initially know what the meaning of that was. They've never heard of that word before, but now they do, and they're straight away linking it with tolerance and acceptance and so on and so forth. So the definition of it can stay in there a little bit. So you're broadening their vocabulary, which again is something that's massively important.
Yeah, especially on one of the curricular outcomes, in terms of pupil progress, getting children using words and learning new words they haven't really used before. So that is a great way of just subliminally getting kids to see the words, or if you're saying them out as the teacher, just to hear the words. I think it's just a good starting point.
And again, we just mentioned in the year 3 video that what you could do is you could photocopy a selection of the poems, so more than one, whether it's 2 or 4, whatever you want, and you may chop up and cut out the best lines and make and piece together your own new poem out of the 4 poems that we've got on there. How you get the children to read it is completely up to you. You may want to just do it as a whole performance where the whole class reads out the whole piece. You may want to do where individuals read out certain lines and snippets of it. You might want to do so it's table groups and they read it out. You may have a selection of strong readers read the majority of it with the rest of the class getting involved and jumping in on the rhyming word and so on and so forth. So there are a multitude of ways, beatboxing, getting sound effects in there, props as well, and actions. You talk about giving respect or accepting other people or whatever it may be. Really make this a class discussion and talk to them about their ideas and what they'd like to include in their final performance, because the performance will be in the assembly. We'll get some of you teachers to be judges, and we'll do what's known as a poetry slam. So we'll get the team with the teachers judges, and the team with the highest score is the slam champions or the slampions of your school. So really make them take ownership and be proud of the performance that they're going to share.
Again, it's just about reinforcing the idea, the concept of tolerance, and getting kids immersed in selecting the words and taking a vested interest in the poetry, or changing the word or two, or being involved in some aspect of the performance is really important. So try and play to your pupils' strengths as much as you can. If you notice some are more fidgety than others, maybe get them flossing as part of the performance, or getting them doing some of the actions. Or if you've got some who are more creatively inclined, get them drawing some posters to do with, they can do some flash mobbing or something like that, maybe as part of the performance. But we're going to do a separate performance video anyway, so don't worry, we can expand a bit more on that and maybe do a few examples as well. For me, I think that feels like it kind of more or less covers it. But that, in a nutshell, for teachers for year 4 who are covering tolerance, I think hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions though whatsoever, if there's anything we can expand on that you might find useful, don't hesitate to let us know. But other than that, thanks for watching.